Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to part 4 of the Adobe Illustrator 2019 playlist. This one is a drawing that I call Using Shapes, and basically it's trying to spark my students' imagination for what you can create with a bunch of basic shapes. Okay, so this one is just the creation of like a parkway or a highway sign, and they're going to write whatever they want on it, and they can make it look however they would like. But it's just going to derive all from basic shapes. Okay, so here we go. File new. We're going to do same thing, 8.25 by 11. Actually, we can stay. This is a recent one that I did. So under recent, since you've been doing a couple now, it should give you an option to just have what you already have selected and just hit create on that. So it makes it easier than putting all the other stuff in. But if not, you're going to do 8.25 by 11. You're going to do 300 PPI, and you're going to do CMYK values. Okay. Alright, so here we go. So the first one, I got my paper in front of me here, and you guys can see it right here as well. We're going to need 2 white rounded rectangles, size 2 by 1.25. Alright, so what I do is I go behind this, and if you don't see the rounded rectangle, what you have to do is you got to go to this little three-finger here, and and you got to find that tool. My camera's in the way of that, so hang on one second. Let's modify. Rounded rectangle, right there. Now, I don't know how to get it out of that list. So we'll do this instead. We'll do a rectangle, okay? If you click and hold, it creates any shape, any size. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to click just one time. And this, like we said, is going to be, I think it was 2 by 1.25, so 2 width, 1.25 height. That's just going to give you a regular rectangle. But what you can do, by the way, I'm holding Alt and I'm scrolling up in order to zoom in. What you can do is you can grab these little circles here. Whoops. Control Z. Grab the little circle there. You'll see the little arc thing. That's not right. Right there. What the heck? Hold on. There we go. And you're going to make this a 0.25. Just like that. Alright, I don't know why it wasn't working on the other corner there, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to leave the stroke for this black. You're going to have the fill color white, and we need 2 of those. So Control C, Control V. That's going to give us our second one. I'm going to hold Alt again and zoom out a little bit. And for now, I'm just going to throw these shapes on the screen. Okay? Let's see if there's any other special notes that I don't want to forget. Okay, so we need a big green shape. That's going to be 3.5 by 2.5. So that one is not going to have rounded. Oh, yes, it is. 3.5 by 2.5. Now I need to know the sizes for all this stuff because there are all of them are different sizes, and they only will fit together if they're this size. Okay, but same thing. You're going to pull this in, and you're going to make that 0.25. That one is going to be filled in with a green color, any green that you want, preferably a darker green, I guess. The stroke color of that is going to be white. And if you can't see the white outline very well on top of other things, we can change the stroke to 1.5. That'll make it look a little nicer. Okay, so we'll leave that one. You can't see it right now because of the white background, but if I go like this, you'll see the white right there. All right, and that's not very thick, so let's go 2.5. And these, I'm gonna make those 1.5s. All right. Next shape, rectangle. This is not going to be a rounded rectangle. This one is going to be a rusty brown color, and it's going to be 6 by 3. Okay, and that rusty brown color, if you hold Shift and you click down on the color, is going to be a CMYK value of 68, 84, 95. These are just the percentages of those colors. So how much of the cyan do you want, how much of the magenta, and so on. 95 and 60. And then you hit enter. Right, so that's going to give you that rusty color. If you want, you can start bringing this up on top. You can click on this one, do a right click, and go to arrange and bring to front. You can do the same thing here, or you can just take this one and right click, arrange, send to back, and that'll send everything else behind it. And we're going to start making our sign looking something like this. You'll notice that you get some pink lines that are trying to help you line things up straight. So once you get the green one in where you want it, you'll see that you start to be able to center them off of the other pieces and off of each other. Alright, so we got something like that. So now I'm going to take these and move these up, give me a little bit more space. Alright, next shape is a base piece. It's 1 by 0.25. So again, just a regular click, 1 by 0.25, hit OK. Next one is going to be a little bigger, 2 by 0.125. That's not right, sorry. 2 by 0.125. Alright, so both of these are going to be the same rusty color. So when I have this selected, I can use the eyedrop tool and click on the brown that I already have, and it'll match that color. Alright, those are going to get stacked up something like this. See if we can get it centered, and they're going to go towards the bottom. Okay. Next one, we have a really tall one, a tall rusty piece, 0.25 by 10. So click anywhere, 0.25 by 10. That one's already got my brown color on it. What you're going to do is you're going to, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's bring these down just a hair. And this one's going to go something like that. Now, I don't think I want a stroke on those, so we're going to select all the brown stuff. If you hold shift while you're clicking these shapes, that will select multiple ones at a time, or you can just draw the box something like this to grab everything but the whites and the greens. And we're going to go up to stroke here, and we're going to put the red line, which just means no stroke, no outline color. Alright, something like that. Zooming out, bringing these down, whoops. That one's going to go right there. This one's going to go underneath that one. Alright, and it's just a very basic project that has all these basic shapes that you can put together to make it look like something. Okay. Now we need to come up with our what it's going to actually say on the sign itself. So you got a couple options for that. Number one, you're going to do some text. You're going to click anywhere and you type in your text. So for us, I just typed in Tom's River E-Wing Cafe. That's our wing here, and we call the outside picnic table the E-Wing Cafe. And we're going to click off of that, click back on. I think I wanted to change the font of that to be, it's going to be Arial Rounded MT Bold, but you can make it anything you want. If you just type Arial here, you'll see Arial Rounded MT Bold. Click on that. I can hold shift and grab the corner and pull that up until I'm happy with the size. I want to make this a black stroke and a white fill, something like that. Next thing, I want to come up with my arrow. So if you go to, let's see, where did I find this yesterday? If you go, oh, we need to go, so in my last video I made a mistake and I said go back to automation, but that's actually for this video. Go to automation, you'll see something called symbols, and you'll see a symbols library. In there you'll see arrows, and there is one arrow that I use in here, and you could use any one you want, that I just click and drag it out. And if you want to flip it, you can go to effects and flip it in here, or you can just click this left side here and you can go like that. Alright, so we're going to bring that up and make that a left turn, or a right turn, sorry. And then now if you want to edit this symbol or any other symbol, you're going to have to do edit symbol. You hit OK here. When selected on the symbol now, you can change to be a white fill and a black outline, kind of like mine. Double click off, and you could put a heavier stroke on there if you want when you're in edit symbol. That's up to you. There's two other things that are easy to make. So you're going to make a rectangle for one of them. That's going to be, by me, there's a root 72. So you can fill that in black, and then you can use behind that is the ellipse tool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to create some kind of ellipse that you're going to fill white, and then another text box. I think we're already on the Arial Rounded, and we can do a number like this. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Something like that. Okay. We have the circle, that's for Route 37, which is also around me. If you hold shift while you're doing it, it gives you a perfect circle. That one's going to be white with a black outline. and that one's going to have, I can just copy this one. So if you click on this one, Control C, Control V, move that one into place, and then edit what it says by double clicking in, changing the number. And then the last one is just a symbol. So when you go back to symbols again, you can click library, and I think there's one called maps. And in maps you'll see a couple different things that you can use here that you can drag out and put numbers on. Alright, so you can put a number here, you can make it right and say an interstate, whatever you want. So again, all this stuff at the end here is very basic. I'm going to move these just a little bit because we got a little bit of space right here. Also, I think I had small boxes for, I don't think I wrote it on my paper, but what I did was I took the rectangle tool, whoops, let's do the rectangle tool 0.125 by 0.125. Nope, it's got to be bigger than that. Let's try that again. How about 0.25 by 0.25? That's right. Oops. Let's zoom in. Zooming up and down on the, or going up and down on the scroller is going to move the paper up and down. Holding Control while you do that is going to make it go to the right or to the left. And I think what I did was I did that, and then I did Control C, Control V to copy it, and I put one over here, and that's it. It's done. Alright, so if you're one of my students, you're now using very basic shapes to make something that is a realistic object, and something that's you know, just looks like, well, like I said, it's got to be a realistic object, but it's got to be something that comes from just basic shapes that adds up to make something a little bit more advanced. Alright, so I appreciate you guys watching. This was another quick one, only 12 minutes long, and I hopefully will see you in part number 5 of the Adobe Illustrator playlist. Alright, so see you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.